Hello there, you beautiful people, and welcome to the review lecture for this section on Python data structures. Now, in this whole section of the course, we've really covered a lot, and hopefully you've gotten a very powerful tool that you can use in your programs to structure your data and manipulate it really however you want. We started off by looking at lists, the most common type of data structure in Python. First, you learned the basics and saw what a list is and how to create one. After that, you learn that lists can hold different types of data, and that lists are an iterable data type, which means they can be broken up into little pieces called elements. Each element is accessible via an index, and you learned how to use indexes to access certain elements, and also how to take slices through your lists to access multiple elements at once. Then we stepped it up a gear, and you learned how to use lists to create multi-dimensional data structures like tables, and use indexes like coordinates to access certain rows and columns. You won't need this all the time, but it might come in useful when you want to make a Rubik's Cube solver or something like that. So after that, you built Travis, the ridiculous but totally lovable security robot. In that project, you learned all about how to add items to a list and how to delete them from a list. You learned how data structures can be combined with logic systems, and you also introduced to the in keyword, which checks whether some value is in an iterable data type. You also learned about the non-data type, which you learned how to manage the use of lists methods correctly so that you don't accidentally delete your data. And after that, we started talking all about tuples. You learned that tuples are basically like lists, except that they're immutable, which means they cannot be changed once you have created them, and this keeps your data safe at the expense of some flexibility. You learned how to create tuples, and you also learned a cool trick called multiple assignment, where you can create multiple variables with just one line of code. After that, we moved on to the dictionary data type. Now, dictionaries are a glorious data type that allow us to look up values with easy to remember keys. You made a mini database of students and stored their ages under their names. You learned how to add new keys to dictionaries, how to update their values, and how to delete them. You also learned about the keys, values, and items methods for dictionaries to get a dictionary's keys, values, and items respectively, and also how to get this information in list format using the list function. Now, as if all of that wasn't enough, you also learned how to put lists and even dictionaries inside of dictionaries, which gave your dictionaries superpowers basically. We use this to store not only a student's name, but also their age, their student ID, and their grade. Then finally, we combined all of the stuff we've learned so far in the course to make a cinema booking system. This program combined everything we know so far about variables, numbers, strings, logic, and data structures to really show off your skills as a Python pro. So bravo! This section has really brought a lot of new skills to the table, and I hope you really let these concepts sink in, as they'll come in useful time and time and time and time and time again. Oh, sorry, was I repeating myself? Well, that's probably because the next section of the course is on loops. Loops help to automate the task of programming itself and are a critical piece of every programmer's toolkit. Loops allow you to do in one line of code what might take hundreds or thousands or even millions of lines of code to do otherwise, and Python makes them crazily easy to do. Now, you're not going to want to miss this, so I'll see you in the next video.